Rheneas. This is the story about Rheneas, a little engine who works high up in the mountains. Rheneas used to moan that he never had any important work to do until he realized that all jobs on the railway are important. One morning, Rusty stopped to talk to Rheneas, who was sitting in a siding all on his own. "Hello, Rheneas," said Rusty. "No passengers?" Rheneas frowned. "I used to pull important trains," he said sadly. No, I don't take passengers often. Sir Topham Hatt says I deserve a rest. Yes, but that was a long time ago." Just then, Rusty's driver came along. "It's time to go mend some tracks, Rusty," he said. "Goodbye, Rheneas. I hope you'll cheer up soon," said Rusty. Later that same summer, Sir Topham Hatt came to the sheds. "I have a very important job for you today, Rheneas," he said. Rheneas was very surprised. "An important job?" he cried. "Oh, thank you, sir." "I want you to take the children on a school trip into the mountains," Sir Topham had explained. "I'll see you at the refreshment ladies' tea room afterwards." "Yes, sir," said Rheneas. But he was displeased. But he was depressed. Rheneas arrived at the station, and the children and the teacher were waiting on the platform. "A school trip into the mountains," he moaned to Rusty. "That's not an important job at all." "Yes, it is," said Rusty. "All jobs on the railway here are important." Rheneas didn't agree. He had seen all the sights many times before. He was worried that there was nothing exciting or important to show the children. Sir Topham Hatt had told Rheneas' driver to stop up at all the sights around the island of Sodor. First stop was the old bridge. This bridge was built a very long time ago. "Oh," his driver announced. "It carries engines and trucks across the valley into the mountains." "Ooh," said the children. But Rheneas had seen the bridge loads of times before. He didn't think it was exciting. "Next stop is the viaduct," said his driver. The driver put on the brakes and Rheneas stopped on the viaduct. "Look at the wonderful view," said the children together. "You can see all of Sodor," the driver explained. Rheneas was still unhappy. To him, the trip didn't seem wonderful at all. "I must think of something important to show them," he puffed to himself. Meanwhile, Rusty was busy repairing a small branch line. The foreman inspected the rails. The heavy rains had shifted the ground from under the tracks. "These tracks must be closed until they're repaired," he said. "It's too dangerous for reverse runs." He put up a sign to warn other engines not to use the line. "Let's get to work straight away," said Rusty. Rheneas was in a hurry. He reached the points. He had so many stops. First the old bridge, then the viaduct, and then the lake. He was afraid that he would be late for Sir Topham Hatt. I'll make up time," he puffed. But the signalman had forgotten to change the points. Suddenly, Rheneas found himself on the dangerous track. "Oh no!" cried Rheneas' driver. Rheneas was rocked straight past Rusty. He couldn't stop. Up. Rheneas was out of control. "Keep your steam up!" cried Rusty, looking worried. "Hooray!" cheered the children as he bumped over the track. Rheneas puffed bravely he up the hill. The ground was shaking beneath his wheels. "Courage! Courage! Courage!" he chucked. Then he rattled down the other side. He was determined to deliver his passengers safely. The children squealed in delight as Rheneas steamed over a rickety bridge, but the teacher was worried. She didn't like heights. She shut her eyes. Rheneas was going faster and faster along the wobbly track. Driver gave a warning and blast was on the whistle. Beep, beep. It was the most exciting school trip for the children and they've ever been on. "This is fun," they cheered. When Rheneas reached the waterfall, water splashed and dashed onto the passengers. But they didn't mind, and they all laughed happily, all except the teacher. Rheneas has rocked around a tight bend and could see the station up ahead. Not far to go, he chuffed. It was such a bumpy journey that the teacher's hat flew off and blew into a field where a goat ate it for tea. At last, Rheneas pulled into the platform. Sir Topham Hatt was waiting to greet him. "It was the best school trip ever," the children told Sir Topham Hatt. The teacher wasn't so sure. "Well done, Rheneas," said Sir Topham Hatt. "You brought the passengers back safely. That is what is important." Rheneas beamed with pride. Now he knows that all the jobs on the railway are important.